morning, good afternoon. My name is Steve Stauning. You are joining me for Gaining the Undeniable Advantage. Today we're talking about real social selling that actually sells something. We're going to teach you real social selling today, the kind of thing that your social media management company doesn't want you to know, because all of the stuff I'm going to teach you today is 100% free. You can be selling online today via Facebook, socially, and doing it all for free. Now we're going to dive right into this. We only have 2 sections today, but they're both pretty long. Section number 1 is buyers, social, and your company. And we're going to take you through this. Now, let's quickly start with buyers. Today's buyers, like those before the internet, are looking for 3 things before they make a large purchase. They're looking for value, they're looking for relevancy, and they're looking for authenticity. Now, let me explain to you exactly what all 3 of those are. Value, that's the easy one, right? So value is this a good value? Is this a good price to pay for the value I'm going to receive for this item? So whether it's a home or a car, a truck, an RV, or a motorcycle, today's buyer, just like yesterday's buyer, wants value. So they're looking for value. They're also looking for relevancy. Now, relevancy means, is it a good fit for me? Is this home the right size for us? We're downsizing, we're upsizing. Should I buy a minivan or should I buy a 2-seat convertible? Is it relevant to my lifestyle? Does it fit with what my needs are? And finally, authenticity. And that is, am I buying from someone authentic? Usually the company, so your car dealership, your RV dealership, your brokerage, but more often than not, it is the person. Is the person I'm buying from someone authentic? You know, we used to say in the car business, and we still say quite a bit today, is that people buy cars from people they like. That's the authenticity part. Are you authentic? So again, today's buyers, just like the ones before the internet, are looking for value, relevancy, and authenticity before they'll make any big purchase. Now, for each type of business, where and when they get value, relevancy, and authenticity is different. So for example, realtors. I know we've got some realtors on watching the video today. See, some buyers are going to find value and relevancy on a home you have listed right online, right? Realtor.com or Zillow. And if they're not already represented by an agent, then they're going to reach out to you. Now, this is a crapshoot, of course, right? For them to find value and relevancy on their own, and then just because you happen to list that home, they reach out to you. See, this requires you to become a listing monster if you want to get more than your share of today's buyers, while getting buyers to seek you out first gives you an edge over all other realtors. That's why we're talking about real social selling, because realtors who are using real social selling have the advantage. See, they can generate buyers, right? They get control of the buying process. By doing real social selling, you're going to allow, this allows you to help your clients discover value and relevancy. If you have the client first, right, getting the buyer to seek you out because you're doing real social selling, this allows you to help your clients discover value and relevancy with you. See, with social selling done right, both buyers and sellers will seek you out. You don't have to have a home listed, for example, to generate buyers. Now, for RV and power sports and really even appliances and furniture, many customers arrive at your place of business on your lot or in your store with just an idea of what they want. They really haven't found full value and relevancy yet. This is good in that it gives you a chance to build value and show them relevancy as you remain authentic. Of course, with social selling, customers will seek you out. See, there's no more hoping that today's buyer chooses your store. There's no more hoping that the next walk-in is a real buyer. They will come to you as a trusted expert and listen to your recommendations when you remain authentic, of course, right? If you can remain authentic and honest, they're going to seek you out. That's what real social selling is going to give you. Now, for car buyers today, it's a little bit different. Value and relevancy are determined before they ever visit your dealership, if they visit your dealership, right? See, all you can do is be authentic for those who happen to arrive. The average car buyer looks at more than 24 sources of information, right? They spend more than 19 hours doing research online, so they found value, they found relevancy. They arrive on your lot looking for authenticity. But here's the deal for the salespeople on the call today or on the webcast today. See, your location, your store's location, your store's inventory, and your store's pricing policy, those are what determine the ups. But social selling can give you the authenticity you need before they discover value and relevancy. So again, we can get buyers to seek us out before they've decided exactly what they want. Now, why does this matter? Because if you can get buyers to seek you out because you're authentic, it allows you to guide the customer, to build the value as you help them determine relevancy, whether that vehicle is a good fit or not, whether it's a good value for the money. See, this can and does mean higher grossing deals. Again, provided that you remain honest throughout. Now, I don't care what business you're in. Ultimately, everyone wants a friend in your business. For cars, everybody wants their guy or their gal, right? This is the same for any category of commission sales. See, people want their guy or gal. They really do. Someone they can go to and trust. And social selling makes you that someone. Now, let's look at social just in general. Let's take a look at the social media map. Now, these are just a few of the sites that are out there today. The social media map is too big to wrap your head around all of the avenues, right? The good news is with real social selling, you don't have to. See, most of these social channels are completely irrelevant to you and to your company because they lack two things. And we're going to talk about these a few times today. They lack interaction, right? The ability to have interaction. And they lack the ability to create a viral post or a viral interaction. And for most of them, for nearly all of them, they provide little to no ROI. ROI is return on investment. And I know what you're thinking. Wait, Steve, ROI, isn't social media free? Yeah, but time isn't free. Remember, ROI is return on investment. This includes a return on the investment of your time or of your efforts, right? You need to measure investment for social in terms of dollars, in terms of time, and in terms of effort, right? The effort that you put in and the time that you could be doing something else. All right, Steve, I understand the investment part. What about the return? Let's talk about that. See, the return part of social ROI, that can be anything you choose. So you can choose that the return that I'm after are leads or referrals or sales or profits. Those are great things to measure for your return on investment, right? But you can also measure engagement, right? You can measure engagement things like post interaction, the number of interactions you get with a post, page views, that sort of thing. You can look at network growth, right? I was able to grow my network. These can be return. Now these are a little squishy, and we'll talk about them as we talk about real social selling in just a little bit. But you can even look at things like website visits. You can look at specific page views on your websites. In automotive, we look at vehicle detail page views. So you can look at that as the return part of your social ROI, but there's just two hard and fast rules for social ROI. Rule number one is measure something, anything. Measure something so that you can improve that measurement. And rule number two for social ROI, return on investment, is be patient. This is social media management. It takes time to build real networks. It takes time to build real connections. See, social media marketing, where we spend money on Facebook, that basically works instantly or it doesn't. We can test it in a day, and if we've spent $30 on a post and we didn't generate anything, we can probably move away from that. But social media management takes time. Now, for car dealers, it's important to understand that social media management, and it's probably true in your industry if you're not in automotive as well, social media management's been a bit of a joke, right? And for the most part, social media management has been a colossal waste of time and money, all right? That's the post on the left, right? The little teddy bear that Fowler Honda, I think they are, put up. That got no interaction. It didn't go viral. It was a waste of time. It was a waste of money. It didn't sell them any cars, right? Compare this social media management to social media marketing. This is where car dealers and similar businesses have their posts viewed and will actually target real buyers like Knutson Chevrolet does or Dave Smith Motors. That's social media marketing. Now, today is not about social media marketing for businesses, but this is where businesses will do most of their social selling. Now, why? There are three primary reasons that if you're a dealership or an RV store or a furniture store, there are three primary reasons why social media marketing is where you're going to drive this business, where you're going to be able to drive social selling. Those are, number one, it's highly targetable. You can target down to buyers, people in your database. There's all sorts of things you can target. Again, this isn't about social media marketing, but you can actually target your posts. Number two is it shows tremendous ROI when it's done correctly. And number three, most organic business page posts don't get any distribution or interaction. So you can post all the fun pictures of teddy bears that you want on your page organically. Facebook's pretty smart. They're just not going to show those to anybody. It doesn't matter how many people like you. You're just not going to get those posts looked at very often. whereas you can target exactly who will see your social media marketing. Now, social media marketing, Steve, wait, how do I do that? What should I do? Let's talk. First, get a good partner, okay? In automotive, it would be someone like Dealers United, someone who understands social media marketing and someone who won't try to sell you on social media management, okay? And you want to add chatbots to your social posts. Now, Steve, chatbots, what are these? Chatbots are actually a must for both business and salespeople today who want to market themselves on social media. See, chatbots are a cornerstone of social selling. Now, great chatbots will help you manage the inflow of customer inquiries while also helping you gather leads, helping you set appointments. That's what chatbots do. Now, Steve, I haven't heard of chatbots. What do they do? How do they work? Chatbots are like an answering service for apps like Facebook Messenger. They're usually driven by rules and scripts, though sometimes they can be powered by artificial intelligence. Chatbots can answer your Facebook Messenger questions from your customers 24/7, 365, and they can set appointments that actually show up. Now, for those salespeople out there, okay, Steve, I want to add a chatbot. I'll tell you how in a second. But for the car dealers or anybody, the businesses who have a website, you're probably thinking, well, Steve, I already have online chat on my website. Let me explain this. When someone initiates a chat via Messenger, you immediately receive all of their Facebook public information immediately. Now, that means you get their name, their gender, their username, their user ID, their profile picture, and their cover photo. Now, for some users, it could even mean their email address, their phone number, their city, their state, their place of employment, their friends list, and a whole bunch more. Compare that to online chat, where your team often never even gets the customer's name. They just answer all the questions. As soon as someone initiates a chat with you via chatbot or via Messenger, you immediately get all that information. Now, you'll want a chatbot because they'll do a better job than your team will. Steve, how do I know? How do I know if I need a chatbot? Do this. Make notes to do this after today. Visit your Facebook page, your business's Facebook page, and send the following message through Messenger. Hello. Only if you're not the one who manages your Facebook page. Just send hello. Now, wait. For 99% of you, the answer is yes. You need a chatbot. What I'm saying is no one is answering your Facebook messengers today. Oh, and by the way, a great chatbot provider, a great chatbot company, they can put Messenger right on your dealer website, right on your own website, so that you can have online chat and you can also have Messenger on your business website. Now, again, the benefits of having Messenger on your business website is when someone clicks and starts that chat, as long as they're logged into Facebook, you're going to get all of their information without having to ask for it. Now, I know what you're thinking. Steve, great, man. Do you recommend a chatbot? I do recommend one for car dealers, RV dealers, power sports dealers, and their salespeople looking to enhance their social selling capabilities. Now, the chatbot I currently recommend, and I'm not going to mention them by name because as time changes, I may change who I recommend. Right now, the one that I fully vetted, the one that I recommend, can be found by clicking on the little I right here in the circle on the top right of this video. So you can follow that link and you can see the chatbot that I currently recommend. If you're watching this recorded a year from now, it might be somebody different, but just click on that little I and you'll see the chatbot that I currently recommend. Now, let's understand, I talked earlier about these social avenues, all of these social avenues that have to have interaction and the ability to be viral. And I want to be clear that there are a lot of wasted social efforts out there, people who think they're doing social selling, and they're really not, because they're not actually selling anything through these channels. So earlier I talked about the need for interaction and viral being required for social media efforts. Platforms without these are a complete waste of your resources. That means money, time, and effort. They're a waste of all those. And LinkedIn, unless you're in a B2B business, right, or you're a recruiter, LinkedIn is really a personal resume and networking site to advance your career. It has not been effective for social selling for people who sell to the public. See, today is about social selling that actually sells something. So while your ROI measurements can include things like engagement, everything you do with social selling needs to pass the DISC test. Does it sell cars? The DISC test. Now, or your industry's equivalent. So the DISH test, does it sell homes, right? The DISB test, does it sell boats? The DISC test, does it sell sofas? And the DISRS test, does it sell RVs? Everything you do on social has to pass that test. Does it sell the things that I want to sell? Now, I'm just going to be brutally honest with you. Twitter, that's a waste of everything. If you're looking for some SEO value, okay, all right? But if you're looking for any social ROI and you're a business or you're a salesperson, avoid Twitter. Now, some of you are like, Steve, we really have to be there. Okay, if you feel you have to be there, then set up your Facebook post to automatically spam Twitter, because that's what you're doing. You're spamming it. Nobody's reading it. Because no buyer is reading your tweets, and no buyer is interacting with your tweets. Look at this mess. Look at this mess. This is 50 Lexus dealers that we could find, and they all sent the same tweet. Now, here's the problem with that. There's no dealer SEO value in these 50 Lexus dealers that sent the exact same tweet, since it's all duplicate content and all the tweets have a link back to the OEM site, not even to the dealer site. I don't even know. Are the dealers paying for this? This is a waste. This is a waste for the OEM. It's a waste for the dealers. It's a complete waste, and it's not social selling. Now, some of you are saying, Steve, surely with 50 dealers, there had to be some interaction, right? I said you have to have interaction, the ability to go viral. Well, Twitter barely has the ability to go viral, even for viral tweets. It's not as viral as what Facebook can be. It's not as long-lasting as what Facebook can be. But think about this. Steve, you're thinking, I know what you're thinking. You're saying, Steve, with 50 dealers, surely there were a few hundred total likes and retweets, right? I mean, just 6 interactions per tweet would equal 300, right? 50 dealers posting the same thing. They got 6 interactions each. That's 300 interactions. It's got to be worth something. How about this? How about a total of 2 interactions? 2 total, not 2 per tweet, but out of 50 tweets, I found 2 total interactions. One was a like from probably a bot, right? This guy with his mugshot picture up there or whatever it is. This guy's liked 80,000 tweets, including one of the dealer's tweets. He liked. It's probably a bot because he's only done 1 tweet of his own and he's liked 80,000. So we got 1 like from a bot that's liked 80,000 other tweets, and we got a retweet from someone who hasn't even set up a profile picture yet, and he has a whopping 18 followers. Please argue with me that that's not a complete waste of time and money. It is absolutely a waste of time and money. And if you want to do social selling and you feel like you have to be on Twitter, then let's post on Facebook and let's take it through to Twitter. Now, some social platforms pass the disc test, right? You need them to pass the disc test. Does it sell cars? But don't get bullied into some worthless platform just because the cool kids at some conference said you needed to be there. Remember Pinterest, right? Pinterest had a big push a few years ago in automotive, right? You go to the conferences, and if you talk bad about Pinterest, you just weren't very smart. Listen, Pinterest was a waste of time and money for so many dealers who listened to the quote-unquote experts. Now, I understand some of you, no, Steve, wait, we sold some cars on Pinterest. Okay, great. You put in this much effort, right? And you sold this many cars. That's what I'm talking about. It's return on investment. And so let's focus on the social platforms that pass that disc test for us, right? So the way to do that is know your place, okay? What's going to resonate with your buyers is different based on each entity, okay? So for example, the OEM, what's going to resonate with their buyers is things like branding. If they have a cool performance car, a new Mustang, whatever. Logoed merchandise, right? And they can be on lots of platforms. The OEM, Ford, they can be on Pinterest, and it's valuable to them because they're doing branding. But when you get down to the dealer level, really what's going to resonate with customers today on social media is things that you do in your community, right? The customer service things that you do, and then any deals you have, real deals, not just vomiting inventory on them, but showing some real deals. And finally, with the salesperson, what's going to resonate with people and have you social selling cars, selling trucks, selling RVs, selling whatever, is that trust, right? That's going to resonate. Having trust, creating a sense of being authentic, projecting authenticity and being a friend in the business. You cannot develop that through Pinterest. I'm sorry. If you're selling furniture, maybe, okay? But most of you are selling cars, you're selling homes, you're selling RVs. Now, let's dive right in. Section 2, social selling for salespeople. It's why we're here today. Remember, if you have questions for me, write them right on our Facebook page or put them into Twitter with the hashtag UDAdvantage. Now, I want to be very, very clear. Social selling is not for everyone, okay? It's not a way to avoid working. That's what some people think. But we've got I've seen some people attempt social selling who happen to be the laziest person at the dealership, and it doesn't make them a bad person, but they try to take that same laziness approach to social selling, and it doesn't work. It's not a way to avoid working. Social selling requires work. The top social sellers I know are the busiest people in the dealership. So social selling requires work, but the rewards are great. And the best part about social selling is it's fun. It really is. Now, there are some common denominators of great salespeople and great social sellers, and I just want to take you through those. One is activity. It doesn't matter if they're social sellers or they're traditional salespeople. They generate a lot of activity. They're always doing something. They're always working. They're always working towards their goal. They're always generating content or doing something, picking up the phone. Great salespeople, 30-car salespeople who don't social sell are always working. The same thing with 30-car social sellers. The other thing about all successful salespeople, including social sellers, is that they are steady because they follow a process. And what I mean by that is the first week of the month is about the same as the last week of the month for them. The only thing that changes is maybe the dealership drove more traffic that last week of the month, so they get a little bit of a bump. Or maybe they are trying to hit some number, but the bottom line is they don't start out the first 2 weeks of the month going, oh my God, what am I going to do? Because they work a process all the time and their business is very steady. Number three is they're never desperate. Okay, they know that by following their process and sticking to their processes, they will reap the rewards. They know that for every 10 irons in the fire, they're going to sell one. So they just keep lots of irons in the fire. All top salespeople I've ever met, including top social sellers, is they have a drive. They have a personal drive to be the best, and they are dissatisfied. They are constantly dissatisfied. They didn't come off of a 30-car April patting themselves on the back for 2 weeks, okay? They came off a 30-car April and said, you know what? I got to do 33 in May. And they started right away. They're dissatisfied with their performance because they know they can get better. They know they can work harder. And number five is they work for no one, okay? They work for no one but themselves. And that's good, actually. That's good for you dealers who are on saying, wait a minute, Steve, I want them to work for me. No, you don't. You want them to work for yourself because they're all selfish. They really are. Top salespeople are selfish. But here's the thing to understand about selfishness in sales. When you're selfish, great things happen. See, when you're selfish, you sell more cars, more houses, more furniture, more RVs, whatever it is you sell more of when you're selfish. When you're selfish, you make more money. But when you're selfish, people around you get promoted. See, top sellers maybe don't want to be the manager. And if they do, they're the ones that get promoted. But here's where it's good for you, Mr. Dealer. When your salespeople are selfish, you make more money. See, your company makes more money. When you're selfish, the customer gets a great experience because when you're selfish, the customer gets to buy your brand from you. So being selfish in sales is not a bad thing. And by the way, top salespeople and top social sellers, they know that sales is a numbers game. They know that doing something outsells doing nothing. And they know that process, even a bad process, outsells the opposite, meaning no process. And so they're willing to work those processes that are repeatable, and they're willing to do them month in, month out. Now, these are great to know in social selling, but we must add one thing when we talk about social selling, and that's different from top salespeople that don't do social selling. In social selling, sometimes less is more. It really is. Let me give you the first rule of social selling. Don't get unfollowed. I know this is akin to negative coaching. I don't like to do negative coaching, telling you what not to do. Okay, we've got lots of consultants out there telling you what you shouldn't do. I try to tell you what you should do, but let's be clear. The first rule of social selling, it's so important that I have to stress it again, don't get unfollowed. See, this means no political posts, ever. Even humorous ones. Humorous ones will backfire. It doesn't matter what I say about either one of these people. I'm going to make 50% of the country really angry with me. Why would you want to do that? I told you to be selfish. Also, when you're posting material, make sure it's only clean material. Don't work what we call blue, okay? Don't even get more than PG. Go to PG-13 and you're in trouble, all right? G-rated posts, maybe PG when it's appropriate, and that's it. Don't get unfollowed. You can't afford it. It also means, when I say don't get unfollowed, it means limit your inventory posts, right? If you have the Batmobile or a piece of unique inventory, right, like this muscle car, then by all means post it. But if you've got a 15 Honda Civic, that's a nice car, but why would you post that on social media? Unless it's a truly great price, right? It's a great trade. You guys stole the trade and you're selling it cheap. So you're going to limit your inventory posts. Batmobile, unique inventory, truly great trades, maybe a great new arrival. If your company, your dealership's having a super sale, something big going on the weekend, and where you have things like clearance sales or other great values, those are the only types of inventory posts you should make ever, ever, ever. Stop selling on social media and start helping. So ask yourself before you post an inventory post, no matter what business you're in, motorcycles or whatever, it doesn't matter. Ask yourself, would my friends want to see this or read this post? Would they want to, and would they interact with it? Because if your friends don't want to see it, believe it or not, the public doesn't want to see it either. See, people must engage with your content on Facebook. See, it's not enough not to be unfollowed. Really, the second rule of social selling is that we've got to create content that people want to engage with. See, visibility, people seeing your post, is the key to social selling. Your posts have to have interaction, or you'll stop showing up in a user's newsfeed. See, basically, Facebook shows your friends and your followers what Facebook believes they will want to see. And Facebook bases this on their previous interaction with your content and similar content. So if you post a bunch of inventory posts that no one interacts with, the next really cool thing you post, no one will see because you blew it. Maybe they didn't unfollow you, but they didn't interact either. And so you don't want to be unfollowed, but you also want to make sure they interact with all of your posts. See, interaction like comments, shares, time spent reading, believe it or not, time spent reading your post, that's an interaction. Facebook tracks that. And likes, those things matter. So don't spam. Provide meaningful content to your friends. Remember, the people who connect with you on Facebook are your friends. So provide meaningful content to your friends. See, they want a friend in the business. That's what all these people want. In many ways, this is your goal. This is your goal of social selling. People want a fair deal, and they don't know how this really works with your company, do they? They don't know how this really works in automotive or RVs or homes. See, with a friend in the business, they believe they can cut through the clutter and that they'll have an advantage. What they want, though, is a little different in each inventory. So in the car business, these people fear sales pressure. They want to know they're getting a good deal. They want to avoid lot attacks, right? They want to get to your dealership and not be attacked by everybody on the lot. See, they want some level of transparency, right? Whether it's pricing or process transparency or both. And so fashion your messages around this, right? Fashion your messages in your social selling efforts where we're removing sales pressure, right? Where I'm providing good deals. I'm your friend in the car business. I'm not going to attack you when you get to the lot because we're going to set an appointment, right? And I'm going to be completely transparent and upfront with you throughout everything. I just addressed all the things that people want from you in the car business. In RV and power sports, they want to know they're getting a good deal, just like in cars. But they're also looking for expertise. See, they actually have questions. For those of you who just sell cars and trucks and not RVs and power sports, the people who show up at RV and power sports dealers, they actually have questions. Real questions, not smokescreen questions. And they don't want to seem stupid in front of a salesperson. So for those of you in RV and power sports that want to social sell, fashion your messages around this. Listen, I'm going to get you a great deal. Listen, I am the expert in this area on RVs. I'm the expert in this area on motorcycles. Remember, they actually have questions and they don't want to look stupid. So make sure you encourage them to ask you questions when you're talking to them through maybe Facebook Live or other avenues. In real estate, the buyers, you know what they want? They want someone who's going to listen to them. They want someone who will work hard for them. And they want someone who is an expert on the builders and the zoning and the area. So if you're a realtor and you're going to do social selling, fashion your message around these ideas, right? I'm someone who listens. I'm going to work hard for you. I'm an expert on zoning and builders in the entire area. And if you'll do that in your social selling efforts, you will have people reach out to you because they're looking for value and relevancy now because they've already found you to be authentic. All right, Steve, I got it. I got it. I understand it. How do I become a social selling warrior? First, let's get ready to work, okay? Second, let's understand that your activities, your social selling activities will have what's called a cumulative effect over time. We'll call this the cumulative impact of sales activities. Now, this cumulative impact of sales activities, this means that getting a single referral each month from X% of your sold database, let's say 10%, okay? As your database grows, right, as your sales grow over time, so do the referrals. Now, 90% of salespeople out there will follow the blue line their entire career. They'll be up, they'll be down, they'll be up, they'll be down, they'll be up, they'll be down. That's it. They're going to do that their whole career. 9% are going to try something new, right? But because it takes time to grow this, they're going to give up. They're going to give up because social selling is not going to triple your sales overnight, and they're going to fall back to blue. And that's where they're going to live. It's 1% of the people out there, folks. 1% of you are going to be great social sellers because you understand if I can get 10% of my sold database every month to give me a referral, pretty soon my sold database is 1,000 people. I'm getting 100 referrals a month, and I've hired 2 assistants to help me close deals. That's what will happen. See, social selling requires a foundation. Driving yourself to complete sales activities is what takes you from 8 cars a month to, say, 30 cars a month. Social selling today, by the way, is really similar to social selling in 1987 or 1957. See, back then we called it networking, right? The key was and is to create a foundation that you could continue to grow. So let's talk about some social selling warriors out there. Social selling was not their goal. These people, they're performers, okay? They really are. They're the consummate networkers, both online and offline. They are the content generators. They're creating a lot of content, but they understand less is more. They are marketers and they are self-promoters. Even if they don't want to be self-promoters, they understand they have to be self-promoters in order to be a social selling warrior. And they can be individuals like the Maury Miles in the middle, or they can be small teams like the Lewis Group or Ling Valentine and her team at Ling's Cars. These are just 3 examples. The Lewis Automotive Group in the top left, they're social sellers and managers, people like Freddie Byerly and Shelby Lewis and Joey Book and Mike Murray. These folks really understand social selling. They are all the things I talked about. And they didn't start wanting to be in the spotlight, but they've become that. Antioch Nissan's Damari Miles, he's really starting to get there. He's not getting all the views that he needs to on his YouTube, on the Antioch Nissan YouTube channel, but look him up. Look up Antioch Nissan, watch his rap, and then let's see if he can take that to Facebook and become a true social seller and start creating more content. And then Ling Valentine from lingscars.com. You absolutely have to go there. All these folks here are social sellers because they're actively generating content. They're generating content that's getting them noticed. Now, Ling Valentine, let's talk about her for a second. She really is her own case study in social selling. Now, while she's wacky and zesty, right, she's also authentic and transparent. And it's wacky and zesty that gets you noticed. But it's authenticity and transparency that are what sell. Now, when you check out her website, lingscars.com, you'll see lots of crazy things on there. You'll also see if she's working at that moment, you'll see it live in the top right or top left of her website. You'll see her in a live webcam working. Now, you might say to yourself, Steve, wait, Ling's not social selling, right? She just has a wacky website. No, you're wrong. The platform is irrelevant, right? All we care about is, does it have the ability to create interaction, which they absolutely have on their website, and does it have the ability to go viral? And her website is viral. That's how I found it. She is social selling. She is selling herself. She is performing. She is generating content. She is marketing and she is self-promoting. She's doing all the things that we said great social sellers do. And more than that, she is telling a story. And I know what you're thinking. Storytelling, Steve. You're one of those. Listen, too many social media experts constantly talk about storytelling without explaining what it means. You know why? Because they don't know what it means. They heard somebody say it at some seminar. Yeah, you've got to be a storyteller. They don't tell you what it means because they don't know what it means. See, most of them have no idea that storytelling for social sellers is not anything close to traditional storytelling. And it's also not passing down our heritage or some historical social fiction. Storytelling for social is simply talking to a friend. It's explaining what happened. It's explaining what is happening, and it's explaining what will happen. It's talking about the who, what, when, where, and why in authentic terms. Now, both of these posts are from BMW of Lincoln. One of them is spam, and one of them is storytelling. Take a look at them. Can you guess which is which? Well, obviously, the BMW Z4 is spam. It really is. It got no interaction. And because it got no interaction, people who like their page, happen to like their business page, are less likely to see future posts from BMW of Lincoln because it's not storytelling. The one on the right, that's storytelling. Wait, Steve, it doesn't have a beginning, a middle. Yeah, sure it does. It's a story. Snow day, we are open, and then there's a picture. And look at that. They got a comment, and they got 8 likes. That's not a lot, but remember, this is a business page. Facebook doesn't want to show those kind of things. They posted something that their friends wanted to see, and guess what? Their friends interacted with it. Now, you might be saying, Steve, isn't some spam okay, right? I mean, that Z4, it's a cool car, right? Okay, what's special about it? Is it a good deal? I don't know. They didn't put the price, did they? Why should any of their followers care about that? It's a picture of a Z4. If I love Z4s, I can probably go to this place called the internet and see lots of pictures of Z4s. I probably see them on the road all the time. It's not the Batmobile. It's a used Z4. In fact, it's a 12-year-old Z4, right? When this was, or 11-year-old Z4 when this post was posted. It's not special. It's got the stock number in there. It's got the VIN in there. What's special about this? Would you walk up to someone? Why should any of their followers care about that car? Would you walk up to someone at the Chamber of Commerce meeting and show them that pic? Hey, did you see the Z4 we just got in? It's VIN number, blah, 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 stock number, blah, 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 it's for sale. No. If it was a good deal, you'd say, hey, look at the Z4 we just got. It's a great price. Here it is. Would you show them that picture? Or would you show them the picture of the truck plowing snow? Hey, look at what our guy did last week, right? That's what you would do. That's the one that's authentic. When you ask yourself which one's authentic, it's the one that's talking about the story. See, spam costs you. This spam post costs them. If this was a salesperson on their own personal page, it might get a little interaction, but over time it would stop getting interaction. Spam costs you views and it costs you interaction. Remember, the first rule is don't get unfollowed. But remember, there's more. Don't get ignored. Simply put, when people ignore a post of yours, you are less likely to show up in their newsfeed the next time. That's the basics of the Facebook newsfeed algorithm. So you have to drive interaction. If you are going to spam, and I don't recommend it, at least learn from the spammers, right? These knuckleheads that put up posts like type yes if you agree, like and share if you agree. That gets interaction because it's a call to action. So when appropriate, go ahead and do a call to action. This one on the right, these folks are stealing valor. Somebody took a picture of these troops and they posted it on their Facebook page, and it was probably an innocent post, but then somebody else stole that picture, right? Because they didn't take the picture, and they wrote, share if you would give up your seat to a soldier flying standby, hashtag going home. Oh man, it breaks my heart. Of course I'm going to like it, I'm going to share, I'm going to agree, whatever. But you're not telling the soldiers that. All you're doing is helping somebody create interaction on their Facebook page so that they can convert it to a business page at some point or a profile at some point and drive some money. So have calls to action. You can ask people to type yes if they agree, like and share, that type of thing. And you need to do those things. You need to ask for that interaction in order for your posts to become viral later and for your posts just to even be seen. All right, so when we talk about telling stories, the goal, again, keep followers and drive interaction. So stories can be things where you highlight your sales or your referrals, like Joey Book is doing at Lewis Automotive. He's showing the $100 that he's giving to someone who submitted a lot of referrals to him. Now, if these customers are your friends on Facebook, then tag them with their permission because that creates a viral nature of it. But tell a story about where they drove from, or it's 2 brothers, or she sent me 8 referrals, and be genuine. Be honest in this, okay? Be like General Manager Glenn Lundy of Dan Cummins Chevrolet in Paris, Kentucky. Every Saturday morning, he broadcasts his Saturday morning sales meeting live on Facebook Live. That's genuine. That is absolutely authentic. There's a reason that Dan Cummins Chevrolet is breaking records left and right, and most of it is because they are doing the right things in their community and they're being genuine. They're being authentic about it. They're telling stories. Now, where is the ROI on social selling? Steve, there's lots of networks out there, lots of opinions, lots of shiny objects. Listen, we have limited funds and we have limited time. Now, we can squeeze out a deal anywhere, right? There's probably one of you or 2 of you on the call, on the webcast today who are thinking, well, Steve, I've actually sold cars off of Twitter. Okay, again, a lot of effort for very few sales. So focus on the platform that fits your content or fits your role. So for Ling Valentine, it's her website. She can control all of the content there. She's created this thing over time. It's built up over time. It's become viral, and now she's huge. Again, check out Ling Valentine's site, lingscars.com. For people like Joey Book and Freddie Byerly from Lewis Automotive, it's Facebook. It's Facebook. It's Facebook. It really is. That's what fits their content. For Damari Miles, so far it's been YouTube, but he needs to take that to Facebook. That's his next step. Once he gets himself on Facebook and he begins to social sell through there, it can become viral. So his wrapping video, as of right now, it's been up a little more than a month. It's got a few more than 800 views. On Facebook, he can get 800 views in a day. So understand all of the markets that are available to you, all the avenues, all the networks that are available to you, but shorten it down to the ones that are really going to drive that interaction and that viral nature. So for most of you, you're going to want to focus on Facebook because that will be nearly all of your social interactions. Now, the first question that some of you might have is, Steve, wait a minute. Should it be my personal profile page or a business page? Should I create a business page for myself? And I'm going to tell you this. The personal profile page does have a 5,000 friend limit. And after that, people must follow you. But that's where I would be initially. And make sure that if you have a personal profile page that you're using for your business as well, and you're going to social sell through that you make all of your posts public. Because if there's any post that you would have put on there that you wouldn't want everybody to see, realize you're going to accept friend requests from people who are just sending you referrals and their friends. And so you're going to end up with a network bigger than people who you've ever met. And so even if you make a post for friends only, they're going to see that. So make sure you make all of your posts public and that you follow that rule, never get unfollowed. If you create a Facebook page, you're going to get there's less free interaction with a Facebook page. That's the problem. Once you become a big enough social seller, you can create the Facebook page now, but you'll want to start moving people to your Facebook page to interact there. But not until you've really become successful with social selling would I move to that. Now, if you're going to be running Facebook contests, understand they are not allowed on personal pages. So your personal profile, you have to have a business page to do that. Now, what do you post on Facebook? Tell a story, of course, all right? Use Facebook Live like Joey Book's doing right here to build your audience. Have constant calls to action. This means you want to tell them what you want them to do. Share, like, comment, right? Call me, download the app, etc. Whatever. Send me referrals. Those are calls to action. Now, you might be thinking about, wait a minute, Steve, the one with the three of them in the picture, with Shelby Lewis in there with Freddie and Joey, isn't that Instagram? Yeah, it is. It is Instagram. Instagram is not for social selling, but if you want to post a photo on multiple platforms, start with Instagram. And then you can have that post populate to Facebook and Twitter and Tumblr and Flickr and Swarm automatically, all right? But your goal is Facebook content. So when you do post that on Instagram, everything that you put in the comments are meant for Facebook, all right? Now, the reason is that Facebook allows for real interaction and your post could become truly viral. Steve, I want to do some Facebook Live, but what do I post? Well, ask yourself, what would be interesting to your friends? Okay, what sort of post would be interesting to your friends? What would they want to see? If you got the Batmobile in trade, they'd want to see it. Now, you're going to want to get one of these. They're a selfie stick, okay? You probably see tourists using these a lot. Well, you need these for Facebook Live because you can have your video will look a whole lot better. Your arm won't be in the picture, and you can have content behind you or whatever you're going to talk about. You want to use a selfie stick. Now, some of you don't know how to use a selfie stick. You just attach your mobile phone, right, to your selfie stick, and you're all set. So you get your mobile phone, you get it attached to your selfie stick, and then you can take lots of Facebook Live videos. So what are you going to post on Facebook Live? If you're an RV or real estate, think about this. I can tell you what I would like to see from you if you were my friend and you were worked in RVs or you worked in you're a realtor, and that is I would want to see Facebook Live videos of you going through a really cool house that you just listed, or one that maybe you just took a client through, or an RV that you just got in trade, or a brand new RV that's maybe $1 million on your lot. People want to see that. Even if they can't afford to buy it, people will watch that. And then during that Facebook Live post, you start to tell them who you are, right? You start to address all the concerns that they might have with your business. They're looking for an expert. You're the expert. They're looking for a friend in the business. You're the friend in the business. See, that's what you do while you're telling that story in Facebook Live. Do you have a big sales event coming up, right? Did you take in some cool trades, or do you have some new toys like Freddie on his Segway there? or when Joey and Freddie got their drone and Joey got his hand cut. These were great Facebook Live posts that got a lot of interaction, got people talking because they were real stories and they were interesting to Freddie's friends and to Joey's friends. That's the idea. People want a friend in the business. Remember, Dan Cummins Chevrolet on Facebook Live posts their Saturday meetings. I can still remember the first Saturday morning meeting I ever had at a car dealership. Our sales manager dropped so many F-bombs and threw so much crap at us, we could never have videotaped that. He'd be in jail, all right? People will begin to trust you. They'll think you're authentic because you are authentic. They'll think you're genuine because you are genuine. When you do social selling, you are creating a personal brand. And I want to be clear. There is a measure of celebrity that comes with real social selling. There really is. People start to look at you like a celebrity. They do. They see you in the dealership. And even if you weren't the one that they dealt with, they're like, hey, I know that guy. Or they'll see you out at dinner and they'll come up to you and go, hey, aren't you Joey Book? I mean, there's a measure of celebrity that comes with social selling. And your personal brand is whatever you want to be. So be friendly, be approachable, right? Be funny, be self-deprecating, and be honest because it's your personal brand and you get to decide. Now, of course, remember what buyers are looking for. So you want to be that as well. Your brand should reflect that. For 99.9% of you watching this today, referrals are the best way to maximize your social selling efforts. Without referrals, your audience is a lot smaller. People aren't working for you. They're not liking and sharing your posts because there's no money in it for them. Your network will share more of your information if there are dollars involved. So pay for referrals or not is up to you. It's up to your state laws. But I would talk to my dealership and I'd see if they would pay for referrals. You don't need a lot. A $100 referral is enough. And for your dealership, they might be willing to pay $100 per referral because if you're doing true social selling, you are driving an up bus for them. You are basically doing free marketing that's bringing in ups, that's bringing in business. The average dealer pays something more than $600 marketing costs per car sold. If you can do it for a $100 referral, imagine that. Your dealer will want to pay for this. But in order to get referrals, you have to ask for referrals. Now, that means physically asking people for referrals, just like 30 years ago or 60 years ago. After you sell a car, you have any friends or family that might be interested as well. And then you give them your card that's got $100. They write their name on the back and they hand that card to their friend. Their friend comes in and buys a car from you. That's what we did 30 years ago. And then you give them the referral money. But the best way to manage referrals today is get a salesperson app. This is a must-have for real social selling. This is like a miniature CRM. This is Joey Book's app. With a social media app, or rather with an app like this little miniature CRM, this social sales app, this will allow you to track feedbacks. It will, because you're going to send them information. You'll be able to see what they do. You'll be able to gauge their interest. So if somebody sends this app to their friend because they want referrals from you, they want referral money, they want to send you referrals, you'll be able to see what their friend looks at, all the pages that they look at. You'll get reports of all of that stuff. Now, not sure if an app is right for you. I did ask Joey if I could share his app because he's going to get all these reports from you people that log in. But if you're not sure if an app is right for you, download Joey's app and play around with it, okay? Sorry for those of you selling homes. This app is really just for car and RV, anybody with inventory that's vehicle inventory. So text My Vehicle Guy to 44222 and you'll be able to download Joey's app and you'll be able to play with it. See if you want to use it or not. I don't make any money off of that. I'm just telling you that if you want to manage referrals, the best way to manage your referrals is with a good salesperson app, and Joey Book happens to have one that he uses. All right. Someone wants to buy. All right. What do? I want you to set a firm appointment. I want you to set a firm appointment with anybody, whether it's obviously in real estate we do that, but RVs, power sports, furniture, cars, whatever. Set a firm appointment for them to show up. And why do you want that? Because a firm appointment will minimize your split deals. It'll maximize your closing percentages. It'll maximize the customer's experience and all of that because you can prepare for them. All right. So you don't know how to set appointments. You don't know what to do when they arrive. Check out stevestawning.com. On the right-hand side, full series videos, go down to creating an appointment culture. That's where to start.